I now recognize Ranking Member Walker.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Excellent questions there. Deputy Chief Hinson, the numbers you stated in your testimony, if I'm reading this correctly, are very eye-opening to just how bad the crisis is throughout the country. I think the one number that stood out or popped to me was that if I get this correctly, in the past 5 years, the Greensboro Police Department has seen a 500% increase in 911 calls related to overdoses related to opioids. Is that number accurate? Did I get that correctly?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Okay, well, my question then is, how does your department handle this increased workload when you're seeing those kinds of spikes?
Well, the first thing, we're going to make sure that we send out our officers with the appropriate staffing level. And I would just also say this, we can't measure the dedication that our professionals have. They go out each and every day and they answer the calls for service. And they do that with a high level of just dedication to get that done. But also, we look at the training component as well. We make sure that our officers are trained properly so that they can go out and respond to these calls on a daily basis. And they do it very well, and they do it in such a way that we're trying to save lives. And in order to do that, we have to continue to try to educate our community about the dangers of opioids.
Speaking of dedicated professionals, you're closing in on 3 decades. What trends have you noticed in drug trafficking, including types of drugs, volumes, the origins? Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, I can talk about that just a little bit, but the trends are we're seeing a lot of drugs coming from Mexico into our community and other countries as well, Thailand, Turkey. And what we are trying to do is to continue to work with the DEA, the FBI, and Homeland Security, because without those particular agencies, we would not be as successful as we are. Our task force officers are working with them daily, weekly, gathering intel, and this intel proves to be invaluable because we are able to identify individuals, groups that are bringing these drugs into our community. And as I stated before in my testimony, we arrested 16 individuals as a result of a wire case. That initiated from packages being brought into the Postal Service system. And once those were detected, we were able to begin an investigation, and it was pretty far-reaching. Right. And as a result of that, we were able to take off a large quantity of drugs off of the street. And again, it's all about accountability. We have to continue to be proactive, and we have to hold these individuals accountable that are bringing these dangerous drugs into our community. And not only once we make those charges, we're looking for prosecution to the fullest extent of the law.
Okay, well then let me ask that. It leads to my next question. You guys are obviously on the front line. What federal level support do you need to go after these guys in the root systems? You mentioned several countries there, other foreign countries that are arriving with these substances in Greensboro. What do you need from the federal level?
I would say right now, sir, everything is going fine. Our communication is great. Anytime that we need anything from any one of those agencies, they're there to assist us. We're there to assist them. We have a great working relationship, a great partnership, and it's proven to be very productive.
Unpack that a little bit for me. Talk about the relationships that you guys have with the DHS, the FBI, the DOJ. Can you paint us a little picture there?
Well, we have task force officers that are assigned to each one of those agencies, and they work very closely with those agencies, and they take that information and they bring it back to our agency. And we kind of peel back that information, so to speak, and then we continue to work together by identifying those individuals that are bringing drugs into our community. And the identification piece is very important because without the exchange of communication with these particular agencies, we would not be able to identify these individuals. Sure. And once we identify those, then we put parameters and operations in place so we can make arrests.
You're seeing some success in combating this. Talk to me about a program. I've got 40 seconds left. Just talk to me a little bit about something specifically that you feel like is the reason that you guys are still got a long way to go, but are starting to get a handle on this.
Well, I would just say one particular program that we have initiated to specifically try to save lives is our vice narcotic detectives. They are making contact with overdose victims each and every day. We're not doing that to do that in such a way to belittle them. We're doing that in such a way to let them know that if they need help, we're there to help them. We can refer them to various treatment centers, but we can also obtain information from them that could lead to further arrest. So that has proven to be very, very beneficial. And just working with the other agencies in our community, I believe that it's all about building a foundation and continuing to build that strong foundation. We can definitely make some strides as it relates to the opioid crisis.
Deputy Chief Hinson, your service is making this country better. Just want to say thank you.
Thank
I
you.
yield back.